Hi, Jenny here. I've mentioned before in videos how I prefer kale to spinach, and this week I didn't get to making my salads, so I have some kale that needs to be used. And I've made kale leaves, kale chips before, and I used a different type of kale. They were the smaller leaves, and I didn't watch them in the oven as closely as I should have, I guess, and cooked a little too long, and they burned. So, lesson learned. Today I have the bigger leaf kale, and so I thought I would try doing kale chips again. So let's get started. To make the kale chips, all we're going to need is a bunch of kale and some olive oil and some sea salt. Alright, so what we're going to do is to grab a stem of kale. How close I am. So some of the stuff is actually turning yellow, so I'll probably take some of that off. But otherwise, normally what you would do is just take all the leaves off the stem and just put them in your bowl. Now, of course, they show easily where they all just go. Yeah, my leaves aren't going to do that. I don't know if it has to be riper or less ripe. Probably riper. And then you just toss the stem. Okay, I have preheated the oven to 350 degrees, and we're going to pour some oil and salt in our kale chips. On our kale leaves. You want to make sure you have a good size kale leaf. This is probably a little too big, and you kind of want them, not a bite size in that, but they will shrink when they cook. So I'm just going to have kind of a medium size leaf in there, and then about a tablespoonish or so of oil, enough to make sure that they're well coated, and a teaspoon or so of salt. And then we'll just go ahead and massage that up. Next, lay the kale pieces out on a cookie sheet, just in a single layer. And then we're going to cook them for 10 to 15 minutes. I'll probably check them after 10 to make sure that they're not going to burn. You want them a little bit crispy on the outside. They're going to turn a little dark. It's kind of like when you're roasting vegetables too, they get to be a little bit darker and make them taste good, but these should crisp right up and be more of another healthy chip to eat. Alright, at 9 minutes here I can hear it sizzling away, so I think I'm going to check them already. And yeah. Hear them crisping. You can see they're kind of darker already on the sides, so oh yeah, they're crispy. Crispy like a chip. As you can see, one cookie tray of kale made a pretty nice sized bowl of chips. So that was pretty nice. So I only did even use a couple of the leaves of kale. So I have another cookie tray there plus a little bit extra. This is also a recipe that you can add extra seasonings to if you'd like. So whether you want nutritional yeast, this makes it a little cheesy, seasoning salt, garlic salt, anything like that, to make it a different flavor if you'd like. So we'll see how this snack is. You guys, keep it positive. Go make it a great day. Bye-bye. Not bad. I prefer homemade potato chips. Ooh. We're gonna hear the stove, we're gonna hear the birds, the fridge will probably kick in.